Time now for our weekly chat with Luther football coach Joe Troche. Last week, the number now 3 team in the country came to your place and proved why they were the number 3 team in the country with 54-0 win by Wartburg. As you broke down that game, watching it on film, what were the takeaways from your perspective?
Yeah, they're as good as we thought. They're more experienced now. They brought back 24 guys that played for them and made it to the Final Four. And no, they're really good. They're really good. Just proud of our guys and their fight. I mean, last year was 55-0 at the half. We held them to 7 points in the first quarter. Felt good about our game plan, things that we're doing offensively, moving the ball enough, at least get a first down so we can keep moving the field a little bit. And then the pick six, the safety, didn't help. But we put our guys in some positions where we had to sell out and kept pushing them and say, hey, do you want to keep doing this? And they're like, yeah, let's go. So no one tapped out, and they fought the whole way through. When we have upwards of 6 freshmen on the field versus a bunch of seniors. So it makes a difference, and we're getting better. We have, you can see the progress. If you just look at the score, it doesn't tell you the story.
And you bring up that 6 freshmen on the field at certain times throughout that game. And of those 24 guys that Wartburg had coming back, a lot of them are 5th years. And just from a physical development standpoint, an 18-year-old versus a 23-year-old, there's going to be a difference there, isn't it?
For sure. If you look across the field, I mean, that's a team that's built physically, but also they've been in the same system for 4 years, 5 years. And so they've, the growing pains are out, or the growing pains were experienced in practice, not in games. So our guys are seeing, live plays and experiencing it on game day versus on practice. And it's tough, right? When you ask an 18-year-old who's transitioning from high school to college academically, we're the strongest school in our conference academically, so that's tough. And then having to transition to this level is hard. It's really hard. So it's a good challenge for us, and our guys are embracing it. So I'm proud of them and excited to see them in a year or two from now when, this once in a generation defense is not there anymore. And we've got guys that are now 21, 22.
And putting it from an educational perspective, you're halfway through the season. What type of a midterm grade would you give this team when it comes to development?
Oh, it depends. If we're talking about the weight room, we've actually have a lot of young guys that are hitting PRs. I mean, if you look at our historical data, we've got more guys jumping over 30 the vertical than they've had in about 20 years. It's incredible. And then we've had some young guys, right? I mean, 18 years old, they're getting 3 meals a day. They're lifting, they're doing things they weren't doing, and they're putting weight on during the season, which is not the way it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be just maintaining weight. So we're seeing a lot of progress there. The fighting our guys from start to finish. Last year, we did not have that. We're having it across the board. And so the next step for us is execution, right? Can they physically do it, right? Mental mistakes, listen, I don't have time for that, right? You should know your job. But physical mistakes, right, because we're not developed, because we're 18, 19 years old, that's the stuff that you can't spend too much time on. So there's some things that I think we're doing well and some things we're not doing. But the things that we can control, I think we're doing a really good job. Our attitude, our effort, how we're supporting our teammates. We're not pointing fingers. That's the stuff I'm really proud of.
How do you go about selling that progress that you are making independent of the game results themselves?
Yeah, we're constantly talking about the process and not necessarily the wins and losses, right? We're trying to change behavior, and the behavior will lead to wins, right? Championship behavior leads to wins. And right now, we're not ready to win. That's the reality, right? We can give great effort, which is great. But we got to execute with great effort.
And this week, you make the trip out to Storm Lake. You take on Buena Vista. What are you expecting out of the Beavers come Saturday?
A lot of seniors. If you look at it, again, it's a new staff. So, they're kind of where we were this time last year, trying to figure out who they are. Offensively, number 9 is really good, the running back. He runs hard. If he gets out in space, I mean, he can run. The quarterback can do some things. But that O-line's got 4 seniors on it. I mean, they've got about over 12 seniors starting for them. So their experience, I think 3 years ago, they beat Wartburg. So they are trying to figure out who they are and trying to figure out how they fit within their system. And hopefully they don't figure that out this week against us.
All right, Coach, if it's anything like last year's game against BV, it'll be anything but boring out in Storm Lake on Saturday. Hopefully the result can be a little different than last year. Keep you guys healthy. We wish you best of luck.
Thanks, Darren.
Joe Troche, head coach of the Luther College Norse.